Hey there, I heard you like sandwich tricks. Well, here's one that is oozing with just the right amount of virginity, and it's easy to do. So for this particular card trick, I'll be taking out a couple of cards to use, like the two red twos here, right? And the reason why I'm doing this is because, well, they're easy to remember, and but more importantly, I like to be reminded about the size of my penis, alright? So they go down just like this. Now what I'm going to have you do is select a card, alright? And once you do that, I'm going to make that card appear in between those two red twos without me touching the deck, alright? So here we go. As I drop cards, just say stop anytime you'd like, alright? So say stop, maybe right there is good. We'll take that card and take a look at it, and I won't look, alright? Just remember it. And what I'll have you do is just place it inside the deck, maybe right around here. And you know what, just so we can see what happens, we'll turn it face up just like this, alright? So go ahead and push it in all the way, alright? Just like my uncle used to say. Alright, so here we go. Do me a favor, take the deck, and I don't want to touch them, but put the deck on top of the twos, alright? So square everything up. And do me a favor and put your hand over the cards because I don't want to touch anything, all right? So go ahead and do that. Now watch. If I take my hand, you might feel this, just like my uncle used to say. You might feel this as I do this. Just concentrate on your card. Just like that, it's done. Watch what we have here is your card is right there in the middle, right where you put it. But on the bottom, where those twos used to be, they're now gone. So right where you put your card, two cards around it, are those two red twos, just like my penis. So the cool thing about this card trick is that it's completely impromptu and there's no setup or anything, alright? So you want to go through the deck and take out any two cards to use, any pair of cards to use. Now if you want to do your penis size gag, you want to take out your actual penis size. So for me, what I'll have to do, since the highest this deck of cards goes is the king, so that's 13, but in any case, just take out any two cards, and when you take them out, what you want to do is, as you're talking about how the reason why you're using two cards, because they match and we won't get confused, you want to push over two cards off the face like this, and you want to take your disgusting little finger and put it right under those two cards like this, as you square those two cards up on the face, just like that. So next what you want to do is lift all four cards up in middle grip like this, and you know, some people might catch that when you put the kings on there was an ace, and you take them off there was an 8, so if you want to avoid that, as you lift these off, just completely turn the deck over so they can't see it. All right, it's sort of like a half pass movement. You're just you know, extending your index finger like this as you lift them off so they can't see the card change there. Okay. All right, so you take them off, you do that turn, and you just say, look, we'll put the two kings over here like this. And if you want to prove that they're kings, but you don't have to, it's just a nice touch it's an idea by Hammond. Just show this one, and then as you're putting it back on, just take your thumb and push everything over above the break like this. It's a multiple pushover like this, and everything is in motion, so nothing looks weird. Now at this point, what needs to happen is that you need to get one of the kings that's on top of the deck on the bottom, all right? So a good subtlety to use rather than just doing it or doing some kind of weird shuffle is, as you're talking about what's going to happen, you say, look, what's going to happen is that you're going to pick a card and it's going to appear in between those two kings. Now, as you're saying this, just cut the deck like this and then use this card, use that top king to gesture towards those cards there, right? So your card is going to appear in between the kings and I won't touch the deck at all. Now, at this point, all you're going to do is replace this packet on top as you keep your finger right there under that king and just cut the deck. Now at this point you have a king on top and the bottom. Now you don't have to do it that way. Any method will work, or you know, just give it a cut like that. Whatever you want to do, just as long as you have a king on top and bottom, all right? So at this point, they pick any card. Any way you want to have them pick a card is fine. You can dribble it or spread it any way is fine. All right, so once they do, you say, look, remember your card, and what I'll have you do is just put it back in the middle, all right? So when they're doing this, we'll use the 10 of spades. When they're doing this, say, when they're about halfway, say, look, actually, just so we can all see it, let's do it face up. Now what's about to happen is you're going to do Bill Simon's prophecy move, all right? So you want to interrupt them and stop them when they're about halfway pushing their card in, all right? So what's going to happen now is you're going to spread through the deck like this and then lift up all the cards that are above their card and turn your hand over like this. So you're turning the whole spread over that's above their card, all right? So now you're going to just pin that selection on top of this packet here with your thumb. That's exposed view, just pin it there with your thumb and turn it back over. Now you just put this packet on top. Now what that does is it secretly cuts the deck, all right? In a very sneaky way, it cuts the deck, which leaves your 10 of spades, the selection, in between the top and bottom cards, in this case, those two kings, all right? So now you just put the deck on the table and say, look, do me a favor and push it in all the way, the rest of the way, right? Now, since you say you don't want to touch anything, you ask them to pick up the deck and put it on top of the kings. So they do that, and you have them square everything up. Now, when they've squared them up, you ask them to put their hand on top of the deck, and you say, look, now what I'm going to do is a little strange, and you might feel this, and then what you're going to do is sort of like take your middle and your middle finger and your thumb, and you put it on the back of their hand, and you sort of do this, like you sort of pinch the back of their hand like this, and you just move up, and it feels kind of weird. It's this strange feelings. They will feel something. All right, so you just do this, sort of lift up like this, and go, all right, it's done. Now you just take the deck, spread it on the table, and say, look, your card is right there, exactly where you put it, and the kings should be right here on the bottom, but now they're completely gone, and you could have put your card anywhere, and I did say I'd put your card in between the kings without touching them at all. And I think I have done it. 2 cards that's by your card for the first time is those 2 kings. So there it is, my friends, just a sandwich trick that you can do with a deck of cards anytime you want to do a card trick to prove your virginity. And I don't know how to end this video. I'm just kind of holding a light to my face, a pink light to my face for no particular reason. And I'm just going to keep talking until maybe you click off the video, or maybe until I hit the record button. That'll make the recording go away. Either way, I'm glad you watched the video. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and yeah.